So Candy Montgomery's crime may be infamous and it's been investigated over the years, but what did you want to reveal about her and her world that others may have missed?
We actually were filming our show before Candy, and so there really wasn't as much to compare to at the time we were working. We really had our scripts, we had our references tonally, and that was like all part of like David E. Kelly and Lesli, our lovely director and EP. You know, it's a story that is real and that we have a lot of respect for the people it affected.
I just don't want anybody to get hurt.
But what were some of those references?
The things that are funny are all based on real life. We licensed the rights to the 2 Texas Monthly articles, to the book Evidence of Love, and really followed pretty clearly with what was written. So yes, you're laughing at it, but it's what actually happened.
One of my favorite parts of like what we had going on through introduction rehearsal was finding what it is we love about Candy and Pat. And so we get a few conversations prior to marriage encounter, but when we're at marriage encounter, we see one of the partners wanting to be intimate and the other one sort of using their old rapport of being like joking around with each other.
I have done all the things a wife is supposed to do.
Did you have things that you loved about Alan and Betty that you could connect to?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, that's always, I think, the goal is to find some common ground, not to judge them in any way, but just find out why they're doing these things, you know.
For Betty, something that she's so different. Like you said that, as you got to know me, you were like, gosh, you have nothing in common with her. but something I loved so much about her was she's flailing and she is kind of in quicksand, but she is trying to get her footing. Like, I don't think she's just trying to make a mess of things. I do think she wants to change and figure out how to be happy and figure out how to move forward in her life in a way that doesn't feel like she's just stuck.
You two just looked at each other like you got a secret.
You said you were looking at what you loved about these characters. Was there something specific you loved about her?
I loved her resilience, her optimism, and being a doer. When Lily and I would have to film some very complicated things, I would say, you know what keeps me good at night is that she is an optimist, and it doesn't make me, for 7 months playing this character, feel insane because I'm looking on the bright side of things through and through, which adds to the humor and adds to the tone, but like, you just have to play that.
I'm very attracted to you.
Oh.
Would you be interested in having an affair?
And I felt music was so revealing of the characters. You'd have those moments where something terrible happened, then you'd be in the car driving, listening to a favorite song. What was it like to get so wrapped up in those disco vibes?
So I never liked disco.
Yeah.
You know what? That is something I never connected with. There was a lot of music written into the script, so luckily I can make a little Spotify playlist, and the summer leading up to us shooting, I would jog, I would walk, and I would be listening to these disco songs so I could know every single word, so I don't have to think about it when we shoot these scenes. And I now love disco.
Oh.
So that's what I got out of it.
Was there a favorite that came out of that playlist?
Well, I knew I loved ABBA, but I hid it somewhere deep down. The musical theater child in me was shoved so deep down that when I got to listen to it unabashedly, I get so much joy every time ABBA is on, and so that was a gift.